Well, I don't know what to do then. Am I?
Oh, no
Should
one
I start
got
again?
Phenomenal pal.
I'll say a phenomenal pal again if I have to. It won't be as off the cuff, but it was off the cuff once.
Can anyone hear us? My chat isn't working, I don't think.
You're good now.
Unless nobody's...
I believe you, Sunny. If you're wrong, then I will have to do this whole spiel again. And if I'm not heard again, you'll have to do it.
That's fair.
So, hi there, Trash Crew. Hi there, Trash Fam. Hi there, Trash Sable Whisper, who is, if anyone missed originally, our phenomenal pal and guest GM for this, our original Dragon Age roleplay stream, named Under the Sapphire Sunset, many hundreds of years before the events of Dragon Age Origins. And for those of you who happen to know the members of the You Trash Crew on Twitter or just in passing, will know that we are currently not speaking to BioWare because of how they have handled their latest game release. And we have decided that it's not on, and it's very disappointing.
What have I missed?
Oh, well, apparently in the latest BioWare game, you can't romance anyone.
Tragedies.
I don't need it. Why would I buy it?
I can barely imagine that it's even a game, technically speaking. If you
I mean, you can have friendships.
So it's basically like, oh god, what's the what's
friendship moments? They called them. You have friendship moments. Fuck.
What's it called? What's the game that's the add-on to Origins?
Awakening.
Awakening.
You made friends with the Darkspawn.
Shut up! Don't tell people how I play my games. I thought the architect was legit.
Yikes.
So I played Awakenings as a secondary character because I did not play as my Inquisitor, not Inquisitor, as my hero for obvious reasons. And was very disappointed that in Awakenings you can't romance anyone either.
Me too.
Like, you can make friendships. Fuck that. He broke into my house to try and kill me. I want to romance him. However, we're not sponsored, but we also heard that the latest Assassin's Creed game, you can romance people. So I was already pretty excited about the latest Assassin's Creed game. So now there's even more reason to play it. And I can feel Sable rolling his eyes internally, but that's fine.
No, look, there's a whole other stream dedicated to me waffling on about how disappointing the new Assassin's Creed game looks, but it's not for now.
I think we should have a stream where you and I side by side play. You play Origins, I'll play Odyssey, and we'll see who has the most to say. Because Sable Whisper is an ancient Egypt nerd, and I am an ancient Greece nerd. So between the two of us, we will have a disappointing time. That is not today's stream, though. That's such a bad stream that Pretty Ideal has left. We will never have her back. She does not want to be a part of the show anymore.
You're all garbage.
So keep in touch for Braxton's Whispers.
My favorite part of the day.
Creed adventures. No, because if we played anything, it would be Syndicate. Never mind. Today is Under the Sapphire Sun, which is a Dragon Age RPG stream played by we, the You Trash Crew, who are us. I just tried to introduce us and then forgot literally everyone's names.
They can read. Our handles are at the top.
You four are my dear friends. I was like, Seffi, Susan, what are your names? I can't do this.
You could just make up names.
So, welcome to the You Trash Crew, Susan B, Jeffy Q, The Lobster, Alice's Adventures Not in Wonderland, and me, Squamp. And if you want to see that colourful cavalcade of characters undergo the plot, you can. Why have you made me do this? It's too hard. I can't think.
I feel like we now need a one-shot with everyone playing these characters.
So I'm very disappointed I don't get to be Squamp, to be honest.
And now to find out more about how to do what I just said, but better, I'm going to hand you over to Sunny Kitty to salvage everything.
Sure. So, the thing that makes, or one of many things that makes kind of Trash Crew streams kind of unique, is that you can actually have a direct impact on the game. So there are 2 ways that you can go about doing that. You can just hang out, watch the stream, and while you do that, you get trash bags. If you're on PC, you can take your cursor over the video that's got all our faces on it, click on the little trashy icon that's going to pop up, click on redeem my trash bags. I think it might just say points because, I mean, it's not as good as we are, but it's fine. Do that, and you can redeem it for minor helps or hinders. Minor helps and hinders happen immediately in the game, and they have a direct impact on us and what's going on. If you don't want to wait around to gather those trash bags, you want to have a bigger impact on the game, or you just have some money laying around and you feel like we look like we could use it, you're not wrong. Feel free to throw that money at us. You can redeem either minor, moderate, or major helps and hinders. You're going to do helps. Oh my god, I almost fucked up. You're going to do helps because you're not bad people, not hinders. There's praxis getting into my brain and making me say things I don't believe.
What?
You're going to help us because you're good
Do
people.
we not love hinders?
I almost said hinders instead of helps. I almost said only do hinders. I don't mean that. Do helps. So the moderate and the majors have a bigger impact, and you actually get to reach out to Sable Whispers himself, and you can be like, yo, let's do something crazy to these people. Or you can just say, do whatever you want, and something terrible or amazing will happen, depending on what you choose. That wasn't the worst.
That was better than what I was doing. And speaking of Sable Whisper, he looks like the kind of guy who's got some stuff to say.
Mm-hmm.
I do, actually. I have a story for you all about Praxis. And I'm reminded of it. A few minutes ago, Praxis was trying to name some people that she knows very well. A few years ago now, I started running a game of Pathfinder. Praxis really knows where this story is going. And one of my friends was very new to roleplay. He decided he wanted to jump straight in this Pathfinder. He wanted to play an orc. And we're like, oh, well, okay, fine, great. We explained to him that orc is a dodgy race to play in Pathfinder. They were designed to be monsters, not characters. And he went, yeah, cool. But they're really tough and badass. And I'll just sort of play up his sort of more brutish nature. But I needed a name for him. And this wasn't in an established setting, so there were no cultures to draw names from. So I need a name for him. What should I call him, Praxis? And Praxis goes, Broglog. And that became the name.
It's quite a long campaign as well.
Yeah, so this campaign went on for a year, more than a year, and this character survived almost to the end of the campaign before getting turned to stone. And so every session, eventually, it just became normal. This guy was called Braglarg. And I would point out as well that he based his entire culture on this naming system. His father's name was Bradragar. And I also think, I mean, I really hope that very player is watching, because I know that he is a big Trash fan.
Give us a shout out, Broglog.
If you're watching, Broglog.
Yeah, Broglog, if you're there.
We love you, Broglog.
We love you, Broglog. You cantankerous bastard.
I should actually say it in the way he spoke Orcish. His character spoke like this. Broglog!
Yeah.
Praxis also renamed me in our private Exalted game. You know, I had a very pretty character called Durania, and the first session, Praxis was like, "No, you're Cupcake now," and now it is my name in more things than one. You're forever Cupcake.
I am Praxis, she who delivers the names.
All right, great. So, the thing we're actually here for. So this is the second chapter of Under the Sapphire Sun. And so last time, a couple of weeks ago, they were enticed into a meeting with a mysterious contact who promised to be helpful to their cause. For those of you who don't know, they're a new inquisition that's come about to investigate the mystery of this strange new blue light in the sky called the Sapphire Sun. So they went along to this meeting and they discovered that it was set up by a smuggler and possible pirate called Ducasse. And he had a very, very dodgy job offer for them, which was along the lines of, Templars, I need you to help me do a bit of piracy. In return for that, miscellaneous rewards. Naturally, they accepted, because why wouldn't you? It's a deal too good to be missed. And so we left them the next morning, about to embark upon their scouting. They're meeting up with the co-conspirators tonight, but in the meantime, they're going to be scouting out the town and trying to find some good locations to get a look out. So the town of Valmarcieux, where they live, is like many towns in this era, defined entirely by its geography. The town itself sprawls out along the western bank of a very broad river estuary. And on the east bank are acres and acres and acres of salt marsh. And at certain times of the year, the water actually becomes sufficiently saline that workers row across the estuary in their hundreds and start basically panning for salt. It's hard work, but the economic backbone of Valmarcieux is salt and fish. And working at the salt marsh is actually one of the better jobs you can get. If you are of the working class in Valmarcieux, it pays quite well. It's less risky than sailing a fishing boat in a storm. And it should be pointed out as you go through Valmarcieux that the town is actually, I wouldn't say it was prosperous as such, but it's not doing as badly as the countryside. All throughout the Dales, farmland is long abandoned. The families who used to tend to it were killed off, either because they were conscripted in an exalted march, or more recently, they were killed during the Blight. And because of the mass migration of families to places like Valrio, Montsimard, there simply aren't enough of them to go back and start resettling the land. So the farmland is left completely fallow. But Valmarcieux, of course, is a port, so it naturally attracts immigrants, and they tend to stick around because they don't have enough coin to move on. Valmarcieux does quite well. The sheer volume of salt that it produces means that it's actually famous for it. It's even said that the emperor in Valrio has his master cooks season his food only with Navaran red pepper and Valmarcieux sea salt. So it's famous salt. But as I said, the town is actually quite elongated, and it runs all for miles along the coast. And so when you say the docks, you're actually talking about a very extensive area. There's not even one district you can sensibly call the docks. Even so, you know the area that Ducasse was talking about. And sure enough, you find the tavern called the Sunken Aravel, where later tonight at sunset, Tiernan and Alan are due to meet a man wearing an orange bandana.
We haven't gone inside, right? We're just like walking up to that area.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Thora would be probably elbowing Iris and then looking around to see what the roofs or the alleyways or the pathways around the area look like, to see if there's any way we could follow at a distance but still be able to see the path. Like, if these guys are like shady criminals, they wouldn't be probably just walking right down the path. They'd be taking some kind of zigzaggy route. So we'd need a way to follow at a distance and not lose them.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what I'm going to be looking for.
Me too.
Because I hardly think that we can just tag along. I highly doubt that would draw lots of attention. I think they don't want all of that.
Fair.
No.
So this area is very dense with warehouses, some more run down than others. And other than that, sort of to the west, are densely packed dwellings. They're not quite slums, but they're maybe half a step above slums, just because they're so densely populated by people who can't afford any more. So it is a very sort of dense, rough area. There is a broad thoroughfare which is mostly occupied by shipping traffic, which is people hurrying huge bundles and packages off boats and taking them here, there, and everywhere. But other than that, there's not much of a structure here. Not much of a street plan, even. So there's plenty of places to dart in and out of and not be seen if you want to do that.
Okay, and would it look suspicious if we were just going about just us? Or do we need some kind of bag to look like, oh no, we're taking this somewhere, don't bother me, I'm busy? Would it be out of the ordinary to walk through this place without a clear, are there other people just walking through, or is everything oh no, it's all business?
Well, during the day, it's really crowded. I mean, you'll never know what anyone's up to during the day because there are so many people. The best form of disguise, really, certainly during the day, is to just look like you're heading somewhere deliberately. You're not going to draw attention unless you sort of stop and look confused. It's going to be less densely packed at night, but again, you're not going to have to pretend to be hauling something. At night, there's this tavern, there's a couple of others nearby. So things are pretty noisy anyway. Okay. You shouldn't draw too much attention, in theory.
Okay. So maybe we would just look at each other and
we know the strategies.
Heck yeah.
So we'll just be following wherever the Templars go.
Well, this is still the scoping out mission, right?
Yeah, we're not going into that tavern now.
Mm-hmm. No, but there's also no way for us to know which warehouse we're going to. So we have to either convince them to let us go with you, which seems very unlikely, or we follow behind. And I just want to make sure that we can do that without losing you.
Then what we should do is the pair of us should leave the tavern and take various routes down to the seafront, and you should see if you can follow us without being seen by the path.
I doubt that you will lose us. We will be in our armor.
It's not about losing us, though, Arlen. It's about them being seen by whoever's with us. It's very easy to follow someone if you're not worried about the people there seeing you. Just walk behind them.
Good thing we brought the Inquisition's best agents.
It's also worrying that he had so many people working for him. There's no way that he's going to set you two on this mission and not have someone following you. So we need to be able to be far enough back to see who's following you, follow them, and also not lose you.
He didn't specifically say that you weren't to be involved.
Well, then this could be plan B. I don't... He did come to Iris for this specific mission, but it was turned out to be to get to you.
Yeah.
If both of us, if we end up in the warehouse without any backup, it could be a problem. So, but then we don't know which warehouse we're going to, so I don't know if you two can get in a back way or? I must admit, I'm not sure how much progress we're going to manage today.
Can you all make me a cunning test?
For it's just straight cunning or one of the...
I was gonna say, would like natural lore or arcane lore come
evaluation?
in handy?
Yeah, I think just cunning, really.
Arlen doesn't notice anything. He got a 1 on the dragon dice and only rolled 8.
10 and a 3.
I've got a 12 with a 6 on the dragon dice.
15 with 6.
Hey!
Hey! Your girl's quiet, but focused.
16 with 6.
Hey!
Whoa.
Tiernan
Hi, my name is Tiernan.
That's my Tiernan.
Swoops
Okay.
in, steals the thunder.
So, yeah, all of you with the 6s, you. It occurs to you that you've sort of got 2 jobs, while the Templars are transacting business tonight, and one of those is to keep an eye on the Templars to make sure that they're not walking into a trap or getting in trouble. That the other one is to keep an eye on the surrounding area to make sure that no one is approaching, like a town militia who might take objection, perhaps, to piracy occurring.
I'll look at Effie. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Where we are by the docks, what is the kind of, there's no active police force in Orlais or in Valmacia, but what is the kind of the authoritative presence on this dock? Like, is it like a dock warden, or are there actual guards here? Do Templars patrol around here? What sort of authorities would we be dealing with?
So there is a combination of things. Warehouses may be entirely privately owned, in which case you'll generally find that there would be private security, as it were, arranged there. There is each area of the docks has a superintendent who monitors all sorts of things. It's a huge role, but they also hire essentially a militia. They're sort of imperial customs agents, but they're armed, so they're there to stop trouble.
And is there an office for sort of them or their boss nearby, or is this a fairly quiet part of town?
There'll certainly be a superintendent's office somewhere. I'd say office is probably a bit of it's probably a room above a tavern or something, but yeah, there'll be something official nearby.
You 3 should find out where the superintendent is.
Yep, I think that's a good plan.
Might be nothing, but knowing our luck, they'll send out some hired militia that night and we'll run across them. If you can head them off before they reach us.
That would be hard to explain.
Good idea.
Right.
Yes, your problem is that for the ruse to work, of course you're going along as Templars, but as you can see quite plainly now, there aren't just Templars around. They don't really have much business in the docks, except for, well, business. But
Magic docks.
Yeah, magic docks.
Could be smuggling mages, you never know.
Don't even joke.
That would be apostasy, and that would be a terrible crime. So,
Well,
The worst.
I meant we'd be cracking down on the smuggling of mages, not partaking.
What's the probability that one of these superintendents, was that the word you used? Did I just switch in my head?
Superintendent.
Yeah, would stop 2 Templars on a mission.
Pretty low. Usually
Yeah.
speaking, people tend to leave the Templars alone.
So I'm not sure that would be too much of a problem if you could bluff your way through it.
It depends on how obviously illegal we're acting.
Well, for the first bit, you're only walking to a warehouse.
I mean, if we get caught holding on to something we don't want to be seen holding.
Well,
not-
we are investigating. We could just run away.
I don't think we wouldn't be. It wouldn't be wrong to be over-prepared. So I think that Tiernan is right. I think it would make sense for us to at least find out where the superintendent is and maybe a friend with them and find out for certain when they'll be patrolling.
As do I.
You don't ask a new friend their patrolling schedule.
Yeah,
No,
no,
of course not. But you can always start him talking about how important his role is and how many people he oversees, and men like to talk about that sort of thing. Women too.
Now?
Ah, yes. Quite easy to get them talking.
It's not a bad idea.
It's good to do
Right.
that.
Then let's do that. Let's see if we can make a friend.
We'll stay out of your way. Probably best that people don't see us all together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Quite right. Well, good luck. Slightly regretful I won't get to see what you're going to be up to.
I don't know. I have a feeling we might not need the luck.
I have skills in this.
I know. I was gonna say.
I've been waiting months. Yeah,
All right.
All right.
So we'll
Off
do
to
that.
find militia. Yeah.
Well, usually speaking, their job is actually at the dock, so they will be overseeing or conspicuously not overseeing, in case of bribery, the unloading and loading of boats.
So we go farther down these docks, and Effie, you look the most noble out of all of us. We could just be escorting you around. We're very curious. Maybe you've never been here before.
my father has trade routes, not necessarily around here, and I'm certain that he'd always be interested in finding new ports to come to. And of course, it's important to know the kind of security that they have.
All right. You don't need my help.
Oh, but I wouldn't be traveling by myself.
Of course
So
not.
you'd
I
have
would
two
need-
well-experienced mercenaries with you.
Off we go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Effie's gonna be looking for. Like it's gonna be someone who's a little bit cleaner. He's gonna be standing off a little ways. Likely, the dock workers themselves wouldn't be approaching him. They'd be approaching someone who would then approach him. That's who she's after, or her. I apologize, anyone.
Okay. Make me a perception test.
Can we help with this?
Yeah. I mean, you're all looking for the same thing. You can add, I guess, searching for this.
16 with a 5.
Is that wait? Searching is 1 or seeing?
Searching, I would say.
13 with a 4.
14 with a 2.
Oh wait, the plus 5. 18.
My goodness.
Sorry.
Good lord.
I forgot to add my stats last time too, my bad.
So Thora stares off into infinity and scries the exact location of exactly the right person.
I have a feeling.
I sense that we must move east.
I think it's
But
this way.
yes.
Let's go.
after a certain amount of searching, between the three of you, you have the right amount of perceptiveness and intuition to find someone who looks like they are in between being busy, as it were. It looks like he's actually struggling to read a ship's manifest as you approach.
Effie, that's the guy, I think.
Excuse me, sir.
Is that a 4 there?
I think if you look closely, you'll see that it's an 8.
It's a private dock business.
Of course. I apologize, good sir. I'm here on business for my father. He does some trading out of Val Royale, and he often asks me when I'm out traveling to keep an eye on potential new ports to do business with. I was wondering if you could direct me in, maybe I'm looking for someone who could help advise me as to whether or not this is a place that would be suitable.
As a port?
Well, he trades in many goods, most quite valuable, so he's often very concerned with the safety of his product.
Well, of course, I can swear to the effectiveness of the superintendent's customs men. We are all keen-eyed and motivated to ensure that only the appropriate duties are paid on cargo coming through Valmarcia.
Of course. I know my father would be most grateful to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be an 8. But if it is, that's a lot, don't you think?
Well, it would depend on, of course, how far it's come. There are going to be additional fees attached to it. However, of course, I would defer to your clear wisdom when it comes to such things.
Yeah, what does your father trade in?
Many goods, mostly fine fabrics. But he's also expanded into things like wines and spirits. He's always told me that regardless of the state of people's wealth, they are always looking for something to...
Well, cheers to that, I guess, yeah.
She's gonna, at this point, she's gonna, like, lean in and 100% using her power of seduction, which is her thing. I know, the horror. Sweet
Why
Effie.
do I feel slightly uncomfortable?
Can I aid this by blushing?
Why do I feel slightly uncomfortable?
Because I'm blushing in real life.
But yeah, she's just gonna lead in and just say, my good sir, I must say, I am terribly impressed with the state of things here. May I ask, how many are in your employ?
Well, that's a complex question there. Well, I of course have a great deal of responsibility.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm a big deal.
And I must say, sir, I knew it the moment I saw you. It was evident in the way you carried yourself.
He visibly straightens up and sort of, yeah, well, you know, it's important to present a strong image.
Of course. I'm terribly impressed. I know my father would be as well.
Oh,
Well.
Right, okay.
But I am curious. I know that you have many warehouses around here for storage and things.
Yep, mostly storage.
I would hope. Do you have much security for them? Sometimes my father moves large amounts of goods, and if he had somewhere that he could stop over and set them to be safe. That would mean a lot for him.
Well, I suppose my answer to that depends on exactly how well off he is. You can, if you're moving quite a lot and you want to be sure that it's safe, superintendent rents out warehouses, then your father would have to provide his own security, but he'd be sure that the goods were safe, or sometimes they outright go on for sale, and then they're all yours. It would be his land.
She'd probably like reach out and just put like a hand on his arm.
Oh.
So any security would be provided by him. Most of your men that you supervise, as important as that is, are mostly around the dock area?
Well, yeah, a lot of the warehouses you see around here are privately rented or owned. Generally speaking, we just oversee the ship bit.
Of course.
Boats. And then we don't ask questions of the private security. They are paid a little bit more than we are, and mostly tossers. I wouldn't waste my time talking to them, to be honest.
Of course not. I could tell from the moment I saw you, you were a true professional.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, miss.
Well, I'm afraid I and companions will have to leave for now, but I am certain that we'll see each other again. You have been so helpful.
Well, only I was just thinking, you know, it's almost 10. Maybe it was time for a quick bevy, you know. I mean, Noah around here is classy enough for someone as well, respectful as you, but, you know, maybe we could, you know, find somewhere a bit...
That is an incredibly kind offer, sir. And if I were not here on business for my father, I hope you know, bottom of my heart, of course I would take you. Oh. Hopefully, the next time I am able to be here, I will take you up on that offer.
Thora's gonna nudge her. Be like, my lady, you do have roughly a half hour before we need to get to our next stop if you wanted to change your mind.
Bastard.
That's what we call a minor hinder, though.
I don't know. I think it could work. I think Effie should be in there if she wants.
I feel like there's going to be more people wherever they are talking about schedules or something.
I know.
So you can distract him and we can like listen for more information.
I'm really upset with you because I agree.
I'm sorry. No.
I want to give Pretty a point. Just a point.
A point.
1 point for you.
Thank you. 1 point. A general point.
You are so right. I can't believe I forgot what time it is. I would love if there's somewhere that you recommend that perhaps we could sit and talk.
Sit and talk.
Oh.
Well, of course, sir.
Shit. He's looking around, and everything around here is just awful.
You know, we are here for my lady's protection. If you do have a favorite spot, we don't mind.
Well, I mean, the Aravel's beer is only slightly watered. I don't think they sell wine, though. If it's sitting, comfortably, I assume. I don't know anywhere that does that. That's very fancy.
Comfort isn't necessarily that important.
Oh, make it be praised. Oh, in that case, just put your just take a seat anywhere. I mean, there's crates. There's a coil of rope over there, which takes some getting used to, but.
Truthfully, crates are perfectly fine with me, but perhaps the place you just mentioned that has the watered-down beer, that would be lovely.
Oh, it's very rough. It's very rough. It's full of elves and, you know.
It
No.
sounds like a perfect place
Okay.
for me.
Well, my madam, lady, well, well,
My madam.
well, then he awkwardly offers his arm.
She would take it, like,
Shall we?
just touching, and she's kind of like, it's a good thing I do this for, like, a living, because I am dying inside.
So, okay.
I think he seems okay. I think you could do a lot worse.
He's all right.
Why are you
No,
so
that's true.
Why
No,
are you
I-
so fancy?
No.
You put yourself into this situation.
It's
You're
fine.
not so great, Lady Muck.
Yes, seduction was the route that you took.
It's fine. It's fine. This is exactly how she wanted. Just,
Plus, he's in town. If you're looking for a quick hookup, you could do a lot worse.
just not.
He has
Aw.
a job.
How dare you? I'll have you know, Jean-Francois is looking for a relationship.
Oh no! Why does he have such a sexy
what's his name?
name?
What's his name?
Jean-Francois.
Why is
Writing
it
it
a
down.
sexy name? That's not fair. That's cheating.
We are
I
in
love
love.
him.
I bet he has a
love
disarming smile.
No,
I know.
stop! Don't make me stop it. No.
Oh, now you've named him. Oh, we've gone too far.
Jean-Francois.
Oh.
And he's trying really hard.
He
He's trying to
is.
make sure you had to have a nice time.
No.
He's
he
delightful
is.
and adorkable and a little bit awkward. I mean,
Yeah,
We're gonna learn so much.
I love him.
Maybe about ourselves.
Oh no.
and that's how the GM minor hinders themselves.
Mm-mm.
So, Effie and Jean-Francois go to the Sunken Aravel, which is every bit the dingy shithole it was promised to be.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's a good thing comfort was not on your mind, because a lot of the sitting is barrels, or planks over two barrels.
Oh, that's not bad.
Classy.
Yeah. Would you like a warm, faintly salty ale?
She's just gonna go with water because she shouldn't drink.
The water's gonna be
Oh, I'm
worse.
not sure
Are
about the
you-
water.
Are you completely
Ooh,
sure you'd like
no, because you're the one who gives people dysentery. That's a mistake. Yes, I
That-
will take some slightly salty ale.
I'm the one who gives.
I've heard the
What a
story.
title to
I-
have.
What a title.
I will have you know,
I heard
It
it
was-
after I said it.
it was dysentery and cholera. Okay, it was
God.
both. So be warned, that's a lethal combination. But okay, you don't want the water.
No. Oh.
But you get a sort of watery beer like substance. It's legally called a beer drink. They can't really call it beer. The customs officials won't let them say it's beer, in case they sell it to a foreigner and the wrong impression is given. It's horrible. It's really horrid. You can probably just take sips of it. When he goes up to the bar, Jean-Francois, he asks the landlord to make sure it's a clean mug. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, what more could you want?
In fact, he looks over to you and he goes to the landlord, "Do you have like a goblet or something fancy?" You know?
Oh,
And the
no,
landlord's like,
stop.
"Goblet? What? No."
Stop it.
Um,
You're making me love him. It's so sweet.
So Jean-Francois, frankly, this is the highlight of his year.
Oh no!
Since his wife died.
Stop! I'm fucking
You monster!
You know,
That's it. You've got to get married now.
he's just looking for someone who can make him feel alive again, you know, really.
Oh, ringing
If
my
you-
heart.
If you weren't so racist.
Oh, he's not racist.
Everyone's a racist.
Yeah,
It's true.
He's racist if it's against elves. That's just proven.
Also, he didn't strictly say he didn't like elves. He just went, it's not a
That's
very
true.
fancy venue because it's where elves drink.
That's
true.
fair.
I'll
And
have
the
you know, Iris is a very fancy elf.
she's Dalish though. She's not a.
Also
Peasant.
doesn't drink.
Oh.
So
She drinks water, that counts, right?
Not
It's
here.
drinking.
You're probably drinking out of a mop bucket. to Drink the water around here.
I have a question. Is there a space for Thor and Iris to be a little bit away from them?
Oh yeah, it's not very busy this time of day.
Okay. Because like I don't want to sit at their place. I want to sit like around and be listening.
It's a good idea.
He sits down somewhat awkwardly and goes,
Typing.
yeah, it's a quiet taste, this place, I guess. Not what you're used to, I'm assuming.
No, but I can always appreciate relax and be themselves.
Yeah, I mean, mostly they you know, when it's evening time around here, they don't really relax. They mostly just have a scrap, you know, or play rings or something, or compare the length of their ears. I don't really know.
So I'm guessing you don't come here often yourself?
I mean, it's cheap. But no, I don't really stay out all that late, to be honest. We work long shifts, you know. Not that I'm complaining. Work's work. But, you know.
It gets tiring. I understand. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself? How long have you been in this position?
4 years now. Yeah, 4 years. More or less since I moved here.
And said you moved here? Where were you before?
Oh, I lived up in Montemar.
It must have been beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It is, but it's very Templary.
I completely understand.
It's a bit.
Templary.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything too offensive in case, you know, you know one, but yeah.
I do. It would not be too offensive.
Well, you know, Templars. They've got a difficult job to do. No two ways about it.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways about it. But
I sense perhaps a but there. I swear to God, if he's a mage sympathizer, I will marry him right fucking now. Like,
I mean, it's. There was a lot of them in Montserrat. Okay, there's you know, there's a lot of them, and they're very what's the word? They think a lot of themselves. Hard for an honest man to make a living, honestly. Got to kick up to this Templar or that. I'm not sure that's very official, but that was the way it was.
it doesn't sound very official. I'm sorry that was your experience. I hope it's better for you here.
Well, it's much better here. It's only a handful of Templars, and I mean, I never had a problem with them. Mind they, you know, they're, as I said, job to do, so on and so on. Just you know, around here, you know, I feel like I'm a bit more important. Not to puff myself up unnecessarily. I you know, plenty of people more up the ladder than I am, but I do my part. I do my part. Keep things safe. I mean, not that it's not dangerous sometimes. I mean, sometimes there are pirates.
Oh.
I'm not really authorized to deal with pirates, though. So.
Oh no, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Do they show up often?
Well, I have to think about pirates, of course. You never know.
Oh, very true. Of course. Silly of me. It seems like you do have a very, very important. I'm glad that you found a place that can appreciate you.
Oh. How's your beer?
Truthfully, you undersold it.
Oh,
It's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
really?
It's not great. But it's not
No,
as bad as it could have been.
I suppose it could be entirely seawater.
Exactly. Could be poisoned.
No, we came on one of the good days. It's at least half beer.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
How is this helping you?
I don't know. At this point, I've lost control. I've lost control.
We're just on a date where it's fine.
We
We're
just
on the
wanted to
ride.
see the romance unfold.
I don't know how to
Ask him what time he gets off.
Very soon if he plays his cards right.
I was thinking that, Ref.
Oh my god.
Hey.
So, you said that you work long shifts. Are you all on the same schedule?
Oh, no. Superintendent controls all that.
Oh, of course.
You just hope to stay in his good books. It doesn't put you on any awkward shifts.
Oh.
I thought he was the superintendent. Oh, we've been talking to a chuffster this whole time.
How dare!
Jean-Francois, this
How
dare you?
dare!
He
How
will be superintendent
dare!
one day.
He will be. He's got a
It's-
sharp mind.
It's good to have an inn on the ground floor.
Well, I must thank you again for taking the time to speak with me as you have. Made this place seem much more welcoming. I look forward to doing more business here.
Well, as I say, it sounds like this is just the place for your father to do business. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And I hope that you take care of yourself as well. Don't work too hard.
Ah, it's good of you to say. Good of you to say. Yeah. I'm all right.
Okay, so she's gonna do. This is completely irrelevant to the fucking game, but she's gonna do an empathy check on him because he sounds just sad, and I'm sad for him, and I want him to be happy and live a long, happy life and find someone who can love him, which is not Effie because she's a mage. Oh no. 13 with a 4 on the dragon dice. He's
That's
sad.
pretty good.
Yes. Bad boy.
No, he seems fine. Perhaps he's thinking it would be quite nice if he was authorized to deal with pirates. But no, he seems broadly fine.
I think that have to be.
Oh, of course, yes. Well, yes, it's best time I drank up and got back on the beat.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for taking.
Oh, my pleasure.
Incredibly kind of you. All the best. You're like curtsy.
I didn't get your name.
Oh, Efleda. But
Jean-Francois.
Effie, if you like. Here.
Effie. Well, beautiful name.
Oh.
Usually.
And you. Take care of yourself now.
Oh my god, why? No, don't make me fall in love with like a random fucking NPC.
I'm far too hormonal for this shit.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
On the Snoopy side of this, did we hear anything useful while this was going on?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they don't patrol the warehouses at all.
No,
right?
I know, but like anything else,
Oh.
like just randomly from the bar that would help our poor little campaign. Nothing.
No.
Garbage. This is a waste of time.
How dare you?
That was not a waste of time.
It really wasn't.
We went on a journey.
Oh, but I didn't hear that because I was trying to like pay attention to everything else. Garbage.
Well, you just saw Effie smiling and Jean-Francois looking
Little like
full
arm
of
touches, like little giggles. Just was precious. So, learn anything good? Let's just go back.
I agree.
You know what? To address an issue that has come up and is now very dear to my heart. Yes, Jean-Francois' search for love is very important to me, and you can indeed help his search for love. Maybe talking to Effie has given him the confidence to approach people and to put himself back on the market, as it were.
Oh wow.
And every time he's not sure, he'll always remember that time she said it was lovely to meet him. And she wasn't at all just trying to get information out of him.
This was not a waste of time.
Stop it. I'm gonna cry.
This was beautiful. Okay. I'm very emotionally unstable right now, okay? Because I'm about to start crying for this random guy.
Sable, why?
I was gonna say it's kind of like it's Sable's like trademark at this point that he can just whip out a character that's supposed to just be an character, and you fall in love with the character, and you just want them the best for them, and you want them to succeed in life, and you want to be with them forever, and like have a happily ever after in the countryside. It's fine, whatever. Moving on.
I know. Okay.
But all Sable's thinking is, I just wanted to get this fucking mission. These fucking people. Romancing my fucking NPC.
I'm happy if you're happy, and we're all happy if Jean-Francois is happy.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. So that was a wild ride. We should go back to our Templar bros.
True. We've got as much information as we can. Granted, it wasn't a lot, but
I think it's very important that we know that they don't actually patrol the warehouses, that we only have to keep an eye out for personal security.
true.
So really, we could just say that we are personal security for someone else who doesn't want us blathering about our personal security status, and just bluff our way out of it.
Good idea. I know I travelled with you for a reason, Thora.
Let's go back to the bros. Where are they? Where would they have been doing this whole time?
We'd have found one of those stalls that sells meat on a stick. And we'd have got meat on a stick.
Oh, you don't want
Arlen's favourite.
You don't want the meat.
It can't be as bad as what I've had before.
It's either Tiernan is sat there looking at it, just going, it's either rat or seagull.
I mean, it's
or
not
both.
It's not going to be. It's going to be fish. I mean, it's definitely going to be fish. It's going to be the stuff that was. It was going to be stuff that wasn't good enough to sort of sell to anyone meaningful. Or it's going to be stuff that someone's sort of caught or snagged from a net and is hastily cooking and selling.
Oh, bone.
Yeah, bone. And there's a non-zero chance it's not cooked properly, and it'll be coming out of you later as a liquid.
Tiernan is like going through it to try and find edible bits.
I think Arlen is probably used to dockside dodgy food and would probably know which bits are safe to eat quite easily.
How do you live like this? Who looked at a fish and decided, oh, that's delicious, let's get one of those and cook it? It's mostly bone.
You didn't have to buy one with me.
I have to buy one because that's all these people eat.
It has only been, was it about half an hour since breakfast? Oh, you're right, that's a long time. I'm starving.
I just mean, I didn't grow up by the sea. I don't look at a fish and think, oh, lovely. Oh, and why did they leave their head on? Oh, the eyes are so unsettling.
This is not going to be the best experience with fish.
Can you two both make me perception tests, please?
Sure.
They're darn good game.
No.
Perception, seeing.
I think perception, hearing, really.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna grab a water bottle right quick.
7, 8. It's not my day.
Dear.
Yeah, Arlen is very focused on.
Aha! A mighty 10. But with a 4 on the dragon die.
So you don't hear the full context of it, but there's definitely someone muttering as they walk past you in the crowd, and you just hear the phrase, Templars?
We're not in our armor.
No, you're not.
But we both hear that.
I
Yes.
don't think. Oh, even Arlen, who rolled an 8.
Stay here. I'm going to go see if they've got any ketchup.
Okay.
Tenon's going to get up and walk like he's walking back towards the various fish stall sellers, clearly holding his gross fish on a stick.
Yes. No, you're not. You're not wearing your armor, but there's something perhaps in the way you stand, or the way that the confidence that you have, or perhaps simply the cruel vicissitudes of fate sometimes go slightly against you.
Following him, though, he doesn't say or do anything, does he?
No. It seemed to be a passing question, but it is, however, perhaps a little concerning that you are recognizable to some extent, even without your trademark armor.
Tenon will circle back to Arlen. Huh.
You alright, T?
I guess we look really like Templars.
Huh. I guess that means we look respectable.
I guess. Or just
I
you're...
wanted to be respectable.
I think you're just tall. Not saying that you're not respectable, just you're also really tall.
So you hear scampering, and the guy who sort of walked past you and maybe muttered something about Templars had like a little kid with him. And the little kid sort of comes up to you. What's your name then?
Is he talking to me or Arlen?
Collectively.
Oh, minor help. Both of our names?
Do you have two names?
Well, we have one each.
As is
Wow.
the usual way.
What's your name?
My name is Guillaume, but I've got to be going now. It was nice to meet you. Are you really Templars?
Yeah.
Do you have a sword?
Not on me.
Oh.
It's our day off, you see.
Hence why we're eating the fish.
I don't think there are any mages around here, though.
Well,
Good to
good.
know.
If there were, we would be ill-equipped for it.
But it's good to be diligent. Keep up the good work.
Okay, I will. I won't tell anyone that you're undercover.
Oh, good. Hush, hush.
Daddy,
Thanks.
they're not really Templars. I asked.
We'll wave at his dad over his shoulder.
Oh,
Thanks, William.
what a nice kid.
I suppose. Like he was.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine. Bit short.
They tend to be.
Are they
At
always?
least for a while.
Was I? I'm sure I wasn't.
I'm sure at some point. Otherwise, that would have been very uncomfortable.
Well, the less said about that, the better.
Quite so. I'm not entirely sure why we came out today. Are we useful sitting here eating fish?
I mean, according to some of the others, when are we ever? We walk around, we wear the armor, we glare at the people. That's our job.
Yes. Ugh, it doesn't do much for the confidence when your job for the night is show up wearing your armor, and that's about as in-depth as it gets.
A lot of people don't like us around here.
I've noticed that seems to be a running theme. It's okay.
It's sad though, isn't it?
Very. I mean, it's an important job. But I guess people think we're just here to take their children and terrorize them.
Maybe they'll respect you more when you're a real knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if I take it. But I guess I have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to, right?
Yeah. I'm just a bit nervous about it.
I mean, the Templars really need knights like you.
I'm not sure they do, but it
You know.
means a lot that you think so.
Tall.
My defining feature, I'm learning.
Really though, you'll be great. I believe in you.
I'm sure they're going to offer you the position soon too, T.
Maybe.
How could they not?
I don't think Knight Captain Augustinia likes me very much. I think she probably doesn't want more Templars like me.
Well,
or
I
any.
think the world does. Templars who think with their brains and not their swords.
Well, the world doesn't decide who the Templars are. The Templars do.
Well, she wouldn't keep you around if she wasn't going to make you a Templar eventually, right?
No, she probably wouldn't.
Look, I'm sure our work with the Inquisition will put you in a good stead.
I'm sure our work with the Inquisition will put me in a terrible stead.
Yeah, well, then I'll put in a good word for you.
That's how it works.
And you're going to be there to, see me through the whole lyrium thing, right?
Of course. Make you stronger.
Yeah. You just hear rumors and stuff, what it does to you.
They aren't as strong as you are.
Well, I hope I'm as strong as you think I am.
I know you are.
We'll see. This is actually disgusting. I thought that I could move past it, but I really can't, and I'm going to put them in there's no bins around here.
There's a big bin just there.
Oh.
The sea.
It's called the sea.
Put that fish back where it came from.
Well, I didn't think anything could be worse than the shit you got in Darktown, but here we are.
I think when it was hot, you could kind of burn your mouth and pretend it was food, but I think I'd have rather eaten the stick.
They're probably more nutritious too. That's quite a taste.
Yeah.
A bit sulfuric.
So, as Tin and Arlen wish they had a good old mug of sunken Aravel beer to wash out the taste of rubbery, overcooked fish, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a little while to continue the heist of the century.
Oh, God. Hello, Trash Fam! Welcome back to the second part of episode 2 of Under the Sapphire Sun, an original Dragon Age stream by us, the You Trash Crew. It True Trash Crew. Trash.
Exactly.
That was our original
exactly how
name,
you
but we
pronounce
thought
it.
we would shorten it just for, making shorter tags and Twitter accounts and shit like that. You understand. GM'd inimitably by our storyteller Sable Whisper, who is great and amazing and fantastic and over there. We're about to go in and do a sick heist, which is great, and I'm looking forward to it. And if you missed the first half, then you really need to catch up. All I will say is 2 words: Jean-Francois. But leading back into the glorious action, I'm going to hand back to Capable Hands, Sable Whisper. Take it away, Sable Whisper, SW.
So, you gather your intelligence. The fish tastes horrible, and Jean-Francois is hot. And you gather a plan based on these 2 factors. Don't buy the fish, and look out for any slightly blusteringly charming dock workers and superintendents or whatever. Now you go back to the Emprise du Gloire, and before the evening, the Templars magically transform into Templars that are obviously Templars, with the power of sword and other sword with shield. I think sword and shield. I don't know. That seems.
Tiernan's sword and shield. Arlen is dual wielding sword.
So between us, we have 3 swords and a shield.
Arlen is that one Jedi who couldn't just settle on a single lightsaber.
Yes, because it looks cool.
He's got to go for maximum badassery, obviously.
But he holds both his swords out. He doesn't hold one behind him like a tit.
I am unapologetically a fan of Darth Maul, who had the most stupid lightsaber ever, except that silly spinning one in Rebels. So you head back towards the docks, sort of breaking into 2 kind of groups, so you're not huddling like gazelles as you walk towards the docks. The crowds have thinned somewhat. This is the month of Solace, so it's technically summer, but the sea breezes are chilly. To an extent, of course, because it's docks. It's not quite as important what time of day it is. These are people whose careers rest on when the tides are and when the winds are good. So it's very much a however many hours in the day per day around here. I don't know. Is it 24 hours that they have in Thedas?
I have no idea.
I've never heard anyone tell time in Thedas. Maybe they can't. Maybe they just don't know. And anyway, the Sapphire Sun is there. And the thing about the Sapphire Sun is you're sort of used to it. But you don't like looking at your shadow when it's cast by the Sapphire Sun, because every now and then the edges of your shadow sort of quiver a bit. Just every so often.
No one wants a quivery shadow.
Oh, that's spooky.
No one wants that. Good news, though. Obviously the docks are quite an active place. Things change around there. But one of the superintendents, whose name is Janara, decided that a particular shipment could probably stand to be moved tomorrow. So everything is actually laid out exactly as it was during the day. So you're not disoriented when you arrive on the docks.
Thank you, Superintendent Janara.
Thank you.
So, the night is young, barely newborn even, and you head, or the Templars head anyway, to the sunken Aravel and wait outside. Where are the scouts, as it were? Where are you 3 going?
Iris is going to be up front. Iris, Effie, Dora? Is that the... Okay.
So spaced a few, I don't know, blocks away, maybe like a zigzag kind of, so we could be on both sides of the street and then like seeing each other and seeing for other people, following other people, like very spaced out. So maybe Thora doesn't actually see the Templars, but she would see Effie and Iris.
Mm-hmm.
And
Iris
like
would most definitely have eyes on Templars.
Okay. Can the three of you then please make me cunning checks? I'm almost tempted to say cunning navigation, but I don't think that's what it's called.
Oh no!
Shit.
Oh no! It's not perception. Seeing? Are you sure?
Oh dear.
I'm starting to be really glad that I put all my points into cunning and not perception.
Oh.
17 with a 6.
Oh,
You go sneaky and seductive.
I
Big what?
got a 7 with a 4.
Oh dear.
Double ones.
Okay.
And
so
you're the sneaky Dalish scout.
Uh-oh.
It's cunning.
I don't want to say what I got actually.
Was it worse than a 7?
No, I mean it was an 8, but it's a 2 on the dragon.
Oh my god.
Basically, Effie is carrying the scouts
Are
right
you
now.
sure it's not perception seeing? Like, are you
Fucking
very sure?
Killing it.
So here's the crack, as they say.
No,
Um,
jeez.
Effie, you are the fulcrum upon which this whole operation now pivots.
That's totally
Because you have managed to get yourself into a position where you and Thora can see each other,
Mhm.
and you, Effie, can see, for now at least, the Templars. Iris, you don't easily have line of sight to anyone at the moment. That might change as the grand heist proceeds. But for the time being, you found a really great location. You know, it's a great hiding spot. No one will ever see you here. Unfortunately, that happens to include Thora and Effie. So, you know, top hiding, not such top scouting. But that's okay. I'm sure that will be just fine. So, Tiernan and Arlen, you wait as the last ebb of daylight fades. And sure enough, among the numerous folks who are filing towards the tavern, there is a human man sporting a somewhat faded but definitely orange bandana. He simply... Ready?
What? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
So he just turns and walks.
Simple enough.
Tiernan will follow into step behind Arlen. He knows that Arlen is the talking one.
He describes which warehouse it is you're going to. He doesn't point very obviously, but he does give a vague point so the two of you can see. After a few steps, he is joined by another 5 stevedores. As you probably expected, given your scouting earlier, when you get to the warehouse, you see that it is guarded by guards who aren't actually town yeomen. They're private security, effectively. There's 2 of them on the warehouse door. One of them steps in front of the door, and the other one takes a step away from it and just goes, "What do you want?"
In, I suppose.
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yep.
Look, we've come to collect some things. We'd like to do it quickly, please.
Are they your things?
We just know we've come to move things.
Minor
Paperwork?
hinder.
Oh, you bastards.
You're right, it does suck, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We just know that we are here on orders. I'm really not keen to have to go back and come back with more Templars.
I'm sure you don't want that trouble.
We just let them in. No. Armor.
Oh, it really would be a shame. I wasn't expecting to have to throw my sword about, but no. Oh, I will if I have to.
Do you know what? Fuck the Templars. They remind me of my ex-wife. Bloody Violet. And I'm not listening to your threats about swords. I'm going to need to see some paperwork, or I guess I could ring this here bell, get the town yeoman on the guard.
Paperwork. Listen, we really don't want to cause a fuss. And we're not going to disrupt anything you might be doing. We've been given orders to be here, and it would be... I'd really appreciate it if you could help us out. And it wouldn't be the worst thing for you to have a Templar owing you something. Communication persuasion?
Yeah. Yes, please.
$15 with a 5.
Ooh.
Yeah. I guess you're not wrong. Look, fine. Yeah, sorry about that. I just, they don't pay me enough to think on the spot, Look, tell you what, don't tell anyone I was difficult, and I'll leave the door open for you and not ask any questions. How's that?
Oh, much appreciated, sir. Thank you.
And perhaps when we're next in town, we'll owe you a drink.
Sure. Go on, open the door.
Ta.
And do not look at them while they do whatever it is they're doing.
Noted. Don't look at them. What does that mean?
I think he means they shouldn't look at us.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
No, you walk in and it's a dwarven orgy, and that's what you're supposed to not do.
I was very confused.
They get very self-conscious.
Rev spring doesn't work.
Indeed.
Arlen is the pretty talky one. Tynan is the thinky quiet one.
So you proceed in, and immediately the 6 stevedores that you're with fan out and start looking, and after maybe 20 seconds or so, you hear a knock on wood, and one of them goes, "Over here, lads. This one, those two over there. Come on, let's go."
It can't be this easy.
They begin moving the crates under your supervision. And
You calling this easy?
Was that all we had to do?
How else would they have gotten in?
True.
So they're taking one crate at a time. Some of them are staying back in the warehouse while the two of you supervise the crate moving. And you can see that they've actually got some boats moored up nearby. Based on it, it looks like the boats will probably be able to hold 2 of these crates at most. It's going to be a slow job.
Are they pretty big crates? Are they marked or anything?
They are marked. You don't recognize the mark, but they've definitely got a stamp of some kind on them.
Would it be acceptable to remember what that stamp looks like, or is it complex? Would you require some sort of research check or something? I don't know, something to like pay attention, or is this a mark we could remember later on?
It's a fleur de lis, in like a diamond with a diamond behind it.
Okay.
You certainly recognise if you saw it again.
Tiernan will make a mental note, but he's not like peering at it.
No. Scouts. Scouts.
Mhm.
You have moved up a little. So that you have a view of what's happening. Or at least between the three of you, you have a total view of what's happening. Can you all please make me a perception seeing test?
Get that in.
Okay. Okay.
19 with a 5.
20
Wow.
with a 3.
Wow.
Boom.
8 with a 1.
Well,
It's
there's
okay.
always one.
Oh, dear.
This is why we have 3 scouts.
Effie was
So-
just thinking about Jean-Francois.
Yeah.
Who isn't? So Effie outright just misses this. Iris, you notice first. And then, a couple of seconds later, Thora sees it. You're not sure what has brought 3 Templars here, but you recognize the highest ranked among them, Knight Captain Laten,
Oh.
whom Arlen once described, while a little bit in his cups, as a complete bellend.
That sounds like Arlen.
Laten does not approve of the Inquisition, and more than once he and Adriana have openly clashed. I probably don't need to spell out the consequences of what would happen if you spied Tiernan and Arlen abetting piracy.
Fuck.
They don't seem to be on the lookout for anything. In fact, Iris, you notice, being particularly perceptive, that
Minor help. Fuck, thank God.
it is noted. You notice that Captain Latain looks perhaps a little bit merry. Certainly there's a merry arrhythmia to the way he's walking. So they don't seem to be looking for anything, they're just having a night out. But on the other hand, they are wandering definitely towards the warehouse.
I can't see Thora, can
I? You and Thora can see each other, neither of you can see Effie.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a second because obviously Thora and Iris would be quicker than Bree
Yeah.
and Sassy right now.
Fine, time out, that's fine.
Would we know that? Can we see the We can see the Templar activity right now. Are the guys inside of the warehouse, or are they like standing on the street?
Inside.
Super. Okay, so they're inside.
Hmm.
So theoretically, as long as like they can't be seen from the doorway, it just looks like some people moving boxes, right?
But you don't know if we're going to leave or not.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, Thora and Iris would have some way of talking to each other without actually verbalizing things, right?
I mean, been around for 2 years doing sneaky
Yeah,
jobs.
so-
I
so
feel
we've
like
got- we've got things like distraction, like something to be like need a distraction, or something to be like move away or something. So I feel like maybe Iris would see we need a distraction for them not going that way,
Mhm.
and would then sign distraction.
we also need to make sure that Effie's not seen by this person because I feel
Okay.
like she's not in no mage robes and she doesn't have she's gonna be in a lot of trouble and now we can't see her.
Don't know where
So
I
but I
is.
mean like, that's a good thing, right? If we can't see her, then they can't see her. Right?
Iris would signal distraction, and then
Okay.
probably like you or me. Like, which one of us wants to do it?
What would we do? What do we even if they saw us, they'd be like, ugh, Inquisition.
Well,
And they'd be like, what are you doing on the docks?
Act drunk. It's night. Right?
Also, just to double check, Sable,
So some can
do they know? I mean, they know that Tiernan and Arlen are Inquisition because we're Templars. They know us. They don't know who all the members of the Inquisition are, do they? Like, okay.
They would.
They do.
Yeah. So Knight Captain Latane is the senior Templar in Val Marcia. So technically speaking, Adriana outranks him because she's a Seeker, but also he's got like a whole bunch of thugs and she's...
Yeah, I don't want to cross this.
And also, if she were here, she could theoretically pull rank, but we can't really pull rank on her behalf.
It's hard to pull rank on such an absolute certified knobhead.
Noted.
Okay. So then they're going towards where the warehouse is, right?
Yes, that's right.
But
Soon
the
enough,
warehouse is on the...
just off the main thoroughfare, so about to sort of cross the main street. So what the danger really isn't that they're going to walk right up to the warehouse, it's that they'll spot two people in Templar armor who can really only be Tiernan and Arlen.
So what we should do is be farther ahead so that instead of like looking around where they are, they would be like, what's that over there causing a ruckus, right? That make more sense. Would Thora know if that made sense? Help me, fictional character that I created.
I don't.
Like, it just seems like, I think maybe you're overthinking it. I think just distract them before they get to the warehouse so they double black, or that they go off down a different path. Like,
so before the warehouse.
Yeah, before they see the thing we don't want them to see.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
we could just have a fight. We have a chick fight.
Chick fight?
Heck yeah. Like a drunken chick fight. Like birds.
I'm down.
Like I don't know.
It's a great plan. Go for it.
It's a sophisticated secret language that you have.
So while you're
How do you signify that?
while you're having this sign language discussion with this incredibly advanced form of sign language.
Hey, 2 years. 2 years.
Sure, no, sure.
It's probably one sign that reminds us both of the one job where this worked. And so we would know, oh, that plan. Let's
just
go
like
do
the
that.
Hunter job, yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, while you are doing this, one of Val Marcia's least prestigious citizens, a local beggar, is now distracting Knight Captain Latane by persistently begging and sort of being rebuffed by the Templars, which gives you time to reposition yourselves or meet up without him seeing or anything you might want to do to set up.
Okay.
We're gonna fight, right?
It's a fake fight, though, over something stupid. We know this. We got this.
So are we just gonna run out and be like, bro?
You'll be walking away from me because you're really mad, and I'll be following you, screaming and just being like, no, get back. It's fine. It'll be great.
All right.
That's the plan.
You ready? I feel like we'd be like 1, 2, 3, go. Right?
Oh, you should accidentally knock something over while you're walking into the street.
Ooh, okay. All right. Here ours goes. She storms into the street and like kicks a box. It's probably quite hard and doesn't really move anywhere, but it makes a noise. I'll be like, I can't believe you.
No, where do you think you're going? We're in the middle of this. You can't just walk away. Are you walking away from me? You're just walking away. You're turning around. You're leaving me. And look at this part of town, okay? I could easily be killed.
It's not my fault.
So, okay, it's not my fault either. You said it, and then you're just not going to take it back? Are you serious?
Okay, Effie.
I saw him first.
You make me a perception hearing test.
And with a 4.
Well, you can hear some sort of commotion happening, not too far from you.
Do I recognize the voice?
No, not specifically. No.
I think at the sound of the commotion, she is going to step kind of back into the shadows a little bit and then try and get a look at what's happening.
Yeah, you step back and sort of crane your view around. You can see that certainly the silhouettes look Iris and Thora shaped. There seems to be some sort of incident occurring.
Yeah, so I would say that she knows them well enough to know that they're not just going to randomly have a fight in the middle of the job. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable thing for her to be able to deduce. So she's going to assume that they're doing this for a reason, and the only reason she can think of that would make sense is that they're trying to distract someone. Which I don't think she's gonna take the time to like figure out who they're trying to distract. She's just gonna head towards where the Templars are in the warehouse in order to alert them.
There's nothing Templars like more than being jumped by a mage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually what they live for, to be honest. The chance to just fight.
Come true.
Yeah. So yeah, you two are continuing. You're a couple of crates in now. 2 more to go. Can you both make me perception seeing tests?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the one I'm good at? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Why am I rolling so shit? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a 2.
12
Fuck's
with
sake,
a
Arlen.
4.
Is that the one you're good at?
Apparently.
So this is the one I'm not good at, but 12 with a 4, nevertheless.
Okay, so Tin and you do spy an Effie. Desperately not drawing attention to herself, hoping she doesn't burst into like purple flames or something, which mages can apparently just do.
Tin and will touch Arlen's elbow and say, stay inside. I've got to go check this out.
Be careful.
It's all right. Just stay back, stay quiet. He's going to walk, sort of sidle over to where Effie is. Like, he's not walking directly towards her. He's walking like he's sidling.
Like a
no,
crab.
and no, like he walks like he's going to walk past where she's hiding, rather than be like, Effie, why are you in this barrel?
I'm sneaky,
Start a game of pop-up pirate.
What?
I want to see art of that Effie in a barrel.
The rogues are doing a distraction, and they're causing a commotion, and I'm concerned that there might be someone we can't afford seen by.
Can you see the approaching streets?
I'm assuming I can see the approaching street.
Yeah.
Is it clear, or can I see the douche weasel and his unfortunate compatriots?
No, there's a few obstacles in the way between you and them, which is a good thing because you can see them.
We're buying time.
It appears to be clear for now.
If anyone comes, make a noise.
Okay.
We'll be on our guard.
Okay.
Caree.
He'll like give her a pebble or something.
Make a noise with magic. Cast a spell. That'll do it.
No.
So, Thor and Iris, you are having an argument. You're having a row in the street.
Yeah.
Having successfully dismissed the hobo, That's a rude word. Beggar, I should say beggar, hobo, for goodness sake. Having dismissed the prestigious beggar, the Templars are now peering interestedly at this battle of wits that is occurring. You can see, because you're keeping an eye on them, because of course it's a fake fight, and you can see that Latane is sort of peering at you. He sort of comes over.
Before he gets all the way there, Thora will like go and like push Iris's hair like off of her shoulder and be like, "Oh, so it's gone now? There was clearly a little mark there earlier that couldn't have come from someone else.
Do you know what? You're
Did you
always
cover
like
it
this. I can't believe you. You were always like this.
Oh, you don't know my whole life story. Do you want me to tell you my life story right here in the middle of the street? I don't think so. No.
America's balls. I thought it were you two.
Oh, look, now you've got an attracted attention with your loud
I
mouth.
didn't do it on purpose. You walked away from me. We could have done this down the street in the quiet with no one around. But no, we had to do it right here in the middle of the street.
I walked away from you because I didn't want to talk to you.
The finest agents the Inquisition's ever managed to come together.
We're having a chick fight. I cannot believe you. After all this time.
Yes, after all this time. Look, he loves me. Look, you see that little spot? His mouth was right there.
That's disgusting.
Okay? It's not disgusting. It's
disgusting.
Love. It's love. I swear, and I'm over you belittling me when I'm just trying to get through this life. It's so hard. Don't you feel a little bad? Just a little bit.
Nope.
Shouldn't you feel? She should feel bad, right? And she's like looking at them.
Okay, no. I'm actually really fucking embarrassed to be here. Can we just go?
Oh, it didn't work.
Right. Okay.
See? See what you done?
They turn and walk away. Mission accomplished. They are just walking away from you. And by the way, Laten absolutely reeked of very cheap scent, which might betray what he's been up to tonight.
Oh, rude.
Well, then we'll keep our little fight going a little bit longer until they're farther away.
And it would be like, high five. Yeah. Run away, skulls into the darkness.
You continue loading the crates until finally you load the second boat with the final crate. But it seems, dear Templars, that your work is not yet done because, of course, you already know this bit. The next part of the plan was you go with them for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The orange bandana guy, you on that one, you on that one.
And we'll leave. He'll try and look at where Effie is so that she's aware, but subtly. So if he can't see her, then he won't. Effie, we're going.
So Effie, Iris, and Thora, the three of you do know this part of the plan because this was a part that Ducasse discussed, which is that once it's done, the two Templars we rode somewhere ashore. So in effect, your job is done for the night. Templars, you are rowed quite some way. You're rowed out of the harbour, completely out of the harbour, and then the boat starts hugging the coastline. It's actually going beyond, because as you remember, there are these tall cliffs. It's going some way beyond those, and you're taken to an area where there's a steep climb up onto land, but no more than that. And you can see at the top of the ridge, there's a couple of people gathered and some kind of pile of something or other. And as you get up there, you see that there's a hand cart, and there are two more stevedores, and they just tap. There's a crate on the handcart, and they just tap it twice and walk straight past you. And they get onto the boats and are rowed away.
Are we done?
Do we have to go with the car?
I have no idea.
It's just you two in the car.
Is there anything in the car?
There's a single crate.
They left a crate.
Does it have the same fleur-de-lis symbol on it?
No, it's a very different crate.
Oh.
Tiernan's gonna go take a look at the crate.
Yeah.
Stay back in case it's dangerous.
Maybe I should come with in case it's dangerous.
Well, I mean, just stay a little bit back in case it's dangerous.
Yeah, you don't. If that thing's the Ark of the Covenant, you don't want to be looking directly.
Or like has fire magic in it.
The Ark of the Covenant, I said that.
Or the Ark of the fair.
Yep. Yeah, it's a crate.
Can I lift the top off?
No, it's nailed shut. You can see from the gaps in the crate that it's definitely full of straw. It's definitely, there's something in here that's being protected.
I did bring a knife. Do you need it?
And it's going to tap on the side of the crate.
What is it?
I don't know.
You tap on the side of the crate, you can hear what sounds like glass bumping against glass.
Oh.
Oh,
Bottles.
Mysterious.
I mean, it could just be meat or something.
Could be.
Should we try and open it?
Go with the stevedores, they said.
Yeah, well, they've fucked off.
Yeah, they've gone. They are now. Let's see.
Do we know where we are? Could we get back to our base from here? Is this a place?
Yeah, you're a little farther away from Val Marcio than you were when you went to meet Ducasse in the caves, but you're basically on that road.
Okay.
You're a couple of hours out of town.
Give me
supposed to bring their cart back?
Give me that. Let me take a look.
Yeah. Be careful.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, you're going to be careful. I'm just nervous.
No, it's fine. I get it. Carefully, though, he is going to have a...
I guess make me a whole bunch of strength tests.
Would strength might play into this?
Strength might will definitely do the job. I think we'll make this what we call an extended test.
Oof.
I could hold the box if you need leverage.
I just don't want to tip in case I break anything.
I guess Arlen's going to try and hold the box steady as well. To make sure it doesn't jiggle around as Tyrion's trying to look.
Oh! I know this.
Rolls.
Okay, I know this is an extended check, but nevertheless, I just need everyone to have a quick moment of just.
What?
Such a wasted good roll, though.
No, aren't there some skill points you can use?
Yeah, like so overall, that's give me a second.
In combat.
No, there's out of combat ones too.
Yeah,
well, are we doing those?
Essentially,
out of combat, that's a 23 with a 6 on the dragon.
Fine. So essentially, we'll just say you actually managed to find a point where one of the nails is a bit loose in the crate, and you can pry it open.
I just mean it's wasted on this experience.
It is. There's a whole bunch of straw in there, but it's pretty obvious it's protecting. There seem to be some bundles in cloth, which from the shape of them have some sort of glass something in them. But there's just a whole pile of books.
Kind of books.
They seem to be books on various subjects, but primarily on things like the nature of magic, the nature of heavenly bodies, that kind of thing.
Well, your evenings just got a lot brighter.
Confiscate all of those.
I hereby requisition this cart and its contents for the good of the Inquisition.
For the Inquisition.
He'll lodge the lid back on.
Are they
I think
good
this
books?
I mean, they're books. Books about magic, Arlen.
Oh, well, the best kind, obviously.
No. I mean, do you know how rare these books are? Like,
no.
No.
I mean, makeup. I didn't even know they'd written some of this stuff down.
I'm pleased for you.
Okay, good. I think this actually might be. I think this might be Ducasse's
payment, right?
Right.
Do they want us to bring the cart back, or?
Well, then they can send us a message if they want the cart back. Until then, cart and its contents. Go to the Inquisition. Tiernan, because the hand cart, did you say? Tiernan's just going to set about walking back with it?
Yeah, it's easy enough. It's a straightforward enough journey. And eventually, all of you are returned to the Emprise du Gloire, the abandoned tavern where your bureau is located. You carefully take out the cloth bundles. It's not bottles. It's actually weird glass lab equipment, paraphernalia that you couldn't even begin to identify. It's somewhere halfway between alchemical and arcane. There's some weird stuff going on here. Some of the glass is misty, some of it is slightly colored, but it all looks very technical. And of course, this pile of books. There are books on subjects like astronomy. There are books about the nature of magic and the Fade and things like this. They're not, you don't know for certain how advanced they are, but they are indeed, as Tin said, very rare. Books of this kind would be hidden in chantry basements or locked away in circle towers where not even mages get to read them.
Nice.
This is, in short, exactly the sort of thing the Inquisition is supposed to be finding. And short of finding an apostate mage who is an expert in Sapphire Suns, this is a good find. Adriana seems very pleased with the result, but you can all tell she is perhaps a little troubled by the length you had to go to acquire these things. Nevertheless, this is very important progress, and she's very pleased with all of you.
Tiernan.
I'm gonna go and
I'll leave you with your books.
I'm gonna go make some tea, and I'll be a while.
Well, I'll make the tea. You get a head start, and I'll be in a minute.
Thank you.
Just gives him a fond smile as he walks away.
Sable, are these the first books we've gotten so far?
Yeah, this is the first successful thing your Inquisition group has managed to achieve.
So you say that was so dismissed. No,
Valmarcia is a tiny place,
Tiernan, what he is going to do is he's actually going to, he's holding the books kind of absently, just to keep them safe. He is going to go around the Emprise de Gloire and is basically going to be looking for the least damp room. He's properly searching, checking floor integrity, checking for rot.
Well, Adriana, as you're looking at the books and gawking, oh my God, what's this one? Adriana is actually cataloguing them. She's writing down exactly what you have. A lot of what she's writing down is glassware, unidentified.
Misk.
But nevertheless, it is catalogued with her rough sketches of what the glassware looks like.
He'll give her the books, and there's this moment of kind of, but he trusts her.
I need it back.
I guess, Adriana, you don't know what this stuff is either.
Our job is to gather it and then hope that somewhere along the way the Inquisition has managed to find someone who can understand it. But if for the time being the closest we have to that is Tiernan, so be it.
Better it's with us.
Why are there no rooms that aren't damp? You hear the shout from upstairs.
You should tell him to just keep them in this crate. It's got straw and we can put some extra bedding or something in it.
If the fire is lit as well, it will help dry out the air. But so long as they're kept on a good surface, they should be all right.
We'll try and keep the fires going. What about you guys? How was your night? We didn't see much from inside the well.
We had to cause a distraction.
Oh?
There was some...
Your knight commander was going to see you.
Lutain.
Yep.
Headed that direction, and
Oh,
we
not
had
that cock-end.
we had to intercept, and it was very embarrassing.
Embarrassing. What happened?
I'm not that quick on my feet when it comes to
Oh.
talking to people.
What happened?
Okay, it started out, I thought, oh, we'll just have like a lover's spat in the middle of the street, you know.
A
But then
lover's spat.
I got confused about who the lover was, and then it didn't make sense halfway through, and Iris saved it a little, but it was just...
It was just words.
It was
I thought you
bad.
two had been together for ages.
But
You didn't see the sign language we used prior to said distraction.
How does one signal lovers spat?
well, you don't signal it exactly. We signaled for this one job we did maybe a year and a half ago, and we remembered. Oh, that's how we got out of that one.
Oh, that's
before.
very sophisticated. I like this.
Yeah.
But it just didn't go well. And then he looked at me like I was. He knew who we were, and then he looked at us as if we didn't deserve to be in our position because we were making such fools of ourselves on the streets.
But joke's on him because we did it.
Yeah, little
did.
did he know it was actually a masterful plan.
And it smelled of really bad perfume.
He did smell
that doesn't
really bad
surprise me.
perfume.
Yeah, well, you know what he gets up to.
I don't.
Oh, well, perhaps
No.
it's better you don't know then.
So I think the attic room might be the driest room.
Oh,
good.
very possibly.
You should help bring that crate up there. Keep them in the crate with the straw.
Yeah, we'll keep
Whoa.
them in the crate.
I got it.
He just lifted our whole crate.
Yes.
Tiernan,
Hmm?
I do have some experience of doing research and reading. I was wondering if I could help you.
Let me check them through first.
Of course.
I don't want you learning any magic.
I understand.
I mean, any
More
magic
magic.
you oughtn't to have been learning.
Sure.
You're going to have a hard time trying to pry him away from the books, Effie.
Oh, I wouldn't ask him to give up the books, just the ones he isn't reading at that moment. I would also be able to read, and then we could compare notes and...
He'll go to Adriana. Seeker, I'll deliver my notes on the books we found tomorrow.
If you need me to do any note-taking for you, like some sort of scribe or something.
He basically walks towards the stairs, kind of already absently thinking about, looking at his list of the books with the crate on his shoulder, and just goes, "Tea, please."
I'm just gonna go make tea.
I don't
And
think
he
he's
will
going to communicate
vanish.
So, as Tiernan settles himself down for a sleepless night poring over the books, and our bold grifters celebrate their first significant triumph against that blasted Sapphire Sun.
Curses.
Curse you, Sapphire Sun! We will close this chapter, and we will see them anon in 2 weeks' time.
That's so long.
It's too long.
So I was thinking we should instead do the next session tomorrow.
Yeah, that works for me.
I'm free.
I'm GMing you tomorrow, Bax.
Yeah, what I love is that Sable is tomorrow GMing my Pathfinder game.
You lucky bastard.
So Sable has taken over from the trash storyteller role. He's taken over my Wednesday game.
Yeah, that is true. It's for legitimate reasons, to be fair.
Get you a man.
I'll do that.
Was that just instruction? Sable,
Yeah.
get you a man.
Yeah.
Jean-Francois.
Get you a Jean. And remember, Trash Fam, one day you may very well have your own Jean-Francois.
Am I allowed throwaway NPCs, or do they all have to be added to a catalogue of NPCs? That
Just
always...
put them in it basically means they live in the town now. So if you ever need
It's
dashing superintendent's assistant.
It's fine by me.
Someday he'll be a superintendent and he'll find a beautiful person to live with and they'll be happy and he'll have kids or they'll adopt kids. I don't really care which. They'll
So
have a family and be...
plot idea. We need to find out that the actual superintendent is corrupt, and we need to find a way of going, get this man out of here, and have him shipped upstream, and then Jean-Francois gets his job. And
Yes, I like this plan. I'm all for it.
forget whatever plot you were planning, Sable. That's all we want now.
Fuck the Inquisition.
I just
Maybe-
deleted my Google Doc. It's gone.
That your thing's better.
Oh,
I'm so glad we did the heist successfully. Like
Yeah, you did
I
really
thought
well.
I thought we were gonna fumble that.
And Tiernan got books. It's like the best prize ever. His little face just lit up.
Now I'm imagining them like just huddled in the attic, and then eventually Arlen will pass out because books.
He tries to be interested. He's like, it's like I could just watch Tiernan, and that's interesting enough. And then eventually he's like, no, this is boring.
Look, to be honest, since the others will be downstairs, like having a drink and celebrating a job well done, Tiernan will likely, like, Arlen arrives with his tea and then sort of hovers for a bit, tiernan's be pleasant and helpful. And Tiernan's probably like, oh no, you know you're allowed to go. I'm going to be incredibly boring for the next 12 to 15 hours.
So, next chapter,
Oof.
a sudden death rocks the community of Almarcieux.
Is it Jean-Francois?
I
If it's
swear to
Jean-Francois,
fuck,
we
I'll
riot.
Is it Lieutenant?
As I was saying, could a rogue mage be involved? I feel my momentum was stolen a little bit by Jean-Francois there.
I'm so sorry.
It was Jean-Francois.
Wait,
He's been a mage this whole time.
shit, a rogue mage? I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Heck.
Why do I feel guilt over like every mage that isn't me? And I'm like, no, stop making things bad. I am trying to do good things, and you're over here just making it fucking hard for me to not be a piece of shit. Come on.
That's fine. We feel the same when Templars
I
do
know.
bad
I
things.
felt so bad for like when he was talking bad about Templars. I was like, but not all Templars.
I mean,
There are plenty of good ones.
to co-opt the
There's
expression,
two good
yes,
ones.
yes, not all Templars, but enough Templars.
Yes, exactly. We've got a reputation for a reason.
Well, you know.
And not only that, we're Templars and we're men. We just can't win.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be better, and I feel like that's really important. And like the Inquisition is trying to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really not that great of a mage. I'm just trying to not die.
But thank
not
you, Sable.
unrealistic.
Thank you for
Sable.
running. We
My
love you,
pleasure.
Sable.
We love you all.
And just to, because I think we're all very tired and would like to go soon. So just to very quickly say that, as I said last week, the next trash shot, the Practice Descends runs a one shot for the delight of some.
Mostly me.
Pretty much, Rev. Will be run. I can confirm a week this Saturday. So that is the Saturday, the 23rd of June. Time pending. Because this weekend I'm away LARPing because I am a hardcore nerd. And next Tuesday I will be sleeping because LARP is difficult. For those of you who follow us on Patreon, there is still time for you to vote on what you want the game to be. I have put up 3 systems that were suggested by members of the Trash Fam community. So, some people I think still haven't voted. So if you want to get over there, I'll be closing the voting when I get back from LARPing this weekend. So I have time to actually write the session. And at that time, the game plot, not the plot, obviously not. The system will be revealed for everyone, so you can all be very excited about that. And in the meantime, we, the Trash Crew, love the people who support us on Patreon. It means a lot to us and allows us to pay for the sundries and mundries that support the stream, as well as helping us save up for other future fun things. Recently, we hit our first fundraising goal, which means that coming up sometime in the future, you can look forward to another Trash Crew marathon stream, which will be Nishikawa High School Mystery Club, the TV movie.
Yes!
Date pending for that, but I promise you it is in the works. We have not yet decided what our next goal is going to be, but we're very excited about it regardless, because we live our lives in a state of excitement. Every person that donates $1 makes us incredibly keen and excited. I immediately share screenshots to the rest of the crew and we square over it. So it would be remiss of me not to wrap up this session by going through our list of patrons so that we can all offer you what I believe is offered in the first tier, which is our heartfelt thanks. So if everyone could just get excited, throw up the trash bags for our patrons. Amy C., better known to the community as Domitella, Caffeine Kitty, Chris Gallen, aka Broglog, James Malloy, Michael Bowman, Mike Fielding, Mike Kilburn, Rich Hawks, Roasted Pot, William P. Hoffman, our very own beloved Helena Handbasket, and introducing our newest patron and very dear friend of the Trash Crew, Nora Blake, who just started supporting us lately and loves Nora. You can find Nora at Neither Nora on Twitter, and she makes RPGs and was my buddy who ran the Protein City Fic Jam a while back with me, and is just basically one of the loveliest people. So thank you to everyone who supported us on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who continues to send us stupid messages on Twitter, and the clever messages
keep
too.
Doing it. We love it. And make little memes and stuff. Oh, it's our favorite thing.
We would like, between now and the next session, we would like you to send us your favorite Under the Sapphire Sun memes about our new Knight Commander, about Valmarcia, about Tiernan and his books, you know, or about your favorite superintendent's assistant. And thank you all for coming. And we shall see you all next time.
Mwah.